Hello and welcome to another Maxi Geek stream. Uh, we are hopefully at the end of God of War. I'm staring at the screen that says God of War. It says it to my left, it says it to my right, and I just completely blanked on exactly what game I was playing. Yeah, so we are towards the end. Last week on our second stream, we got through to um we got through the Hades, the challenge of Hades and the challenge of Poseidon, in the reverse order. So Poseidon was first, and then Hades, um, which means we're now at the Cliffs of Madness, and then there's basically three areas and then a final boss fight. So we're really close to the end there. Hopefully we can get it done before our 2 hours. It just depends on how well we do. Interestingly, I noticed during the week, my Vita turned up that I bought from Japan, and I was looking at the trophies that I have, and a whole bunch of them hadn't unlocked on the game here. So it's kind of interesting that some of them have unlocked, but some of them have not. But it is what it is. So I'm using the corded headset today because I'm sick and tired of the noise cancelling Bluetooth one that I've been using. It ends up squishing my head after a bit, so I've gone back to the very much softer Steel series. Yeah. So, but it has a cord for obvious reasons, and it's annoying me to no end at the moment because it's just in the way. But enough about headsets and my first world problems. Let's swap to the full screen here. You will have noticed too, right here on the screen now, I've put the rating. It's something I'm going to do for all games going forward. Obviously, I say the stream is for adults only, because the content of games can vary so much. The first series we ever did was Metroid, which had some spooky elements, and I think other M was M rated, but generally speaking, they're like PG to M. The Bond games, the earlier ones, were definitely more PG than anything, but the later ones were definitely more M. And then obviously Splinter Cell was mostly M. So we tend to stick more to the M side of the spectrum in series. The one that we're doing after God of War, which I know, but I'm not saying what it is yet. Spoilers. But that one is definitely more MA. So that'll have the MA like this. And obviously God of War with its sex scenes and, well, sex implied scene and scene singular. And obviously, the violence. I just thought it would be a nice thing to have it right here. So it's on the screen at any given point in time. And yeah, so obviously everything before this stream doesn't have it, but going forward they will. So let's jump into it. As I said, we are at the Cliffs of Madness. Let me start captions because I forgot about those. But yeah, let's get into it. So we read the book, which is basically the architect saying, screw the gods and screw anyone that comes in here. You're not going to get out of it, rah, rah, rah. Oh, he fell off the edge. That's fine. You know, I suspect the game's going to be a pain, and the guys that I didn't kill before, it's going to be like, oh, these guys are now going to shoot at you. So if I go back to where they were, oh, just made it. Here. Right. So let me come over here and restock my magic. Because, you know, there was a rope thing, and I'm like, every time I've been in one of these, the game just spawns enemy after enemy after enemy at me. And this time it decides not to do it at all, apparently. This is where those guys were. Now, the big thing with this is that anyone who entered would apparently be lost to time because of the way it was designed. Got that. Let's save. Not that we've done a lot right now, but I think it's important that we do save. I mean, clearly the ladder was the way to go, but... keep beginning to let go of L1. So I'm forever doing that spin, this one. Sorry, this one. Which does work. But not against enemies that block. Game was just thinking for a minute. It's like, oh, I'm gonna just watch this entrance for no reason for a moment. I just figured there had to be something up here. How many things do we need? We're about 103 below where we need to be for upgrading the blades. And apparently, apart from that singular chest, there was nothing else up here. I mean, it's entirely possible the game will just keep spawning enemies there. And if that's the case, yay for them, but... So all that, and that was actually the right way to go, which is not what I wanted. I thought that was the thing. So let's go back for that ladder. Hey, Gorgonite. Sorry, that's the first time since I bought the controller that I've had the console say, hey, your controller's going flat, you should probably charge it. I mean, 1 second. Just gotta remember which end of the USB ports are on for this machine. Right. Unfortunately, this is also a USB Mac. Oh God, what is it? Yeah, USB macros. It's the square-ish shaped USB cable, so it's not exactly a common one. And I think the cable that I'm using is 12 or 13 years old. Oh, hang on. Do I have enough? I do. Let's upgrade this thing. By like 16 orbs. Alright, so the game's like, oh, you can't go any further this way. Alright, well, let's see what's in here. need magic. The hell? You know what? Let's just do this first. No, not that. Let's see if I can do it before they respawn. If they respawn. I, of course, have no idea if this is the right way or what's this way if we go this way. Sorry, I heard somebody and I was like, oh, let me just attack now. Wow, he popped up quick. Statue of Hera, it appears as if she once wore a necklace. Fair enough. Who's this a statue of? Aphrodite. It's funny, I'm having a real hard time remembering any of this. Like, I'm not saying I remember every single aspect of the game, but there's just something like, when you get to a part and you're like, oh, I remember that. I'm just not getting that Okay, let's not jump. Almost leapt off the bloody cliff there. Oh well. I mean, you know, I came, I saw, I collected. Didn't really need to come all this way, though. But whatever that is, we don't have any amulets, any necklaces for either of the two. And from memory, there was nothing this way, right? Yeah. So we have to go all the way back to where we were earlier. Back in camera. I honestly cannot wait for the Chris Judge God of War. Because, you know, I can control the bloody camera then. Because I don't even think they allow it in 3. So we went that way, we gotta go this way. There it is. I'm pretty sure in 3, which was on the PS3, and then, yeah, no, just 3, that they still don't allow camera control. So let's save it because we've done a fair bit. I don't know, it's something, it just annoys the hell out of me. Like, I get it if it's a fixed camera like this, like, camera's doing a pretty good job. Right? I can see where I'm supposed to go and all that sort of stuff. But when the camera just goes, oh, let me just do a 180 on you instantaneously, you can't see anything like that. Like, you know, I'm holding, you know, forward to run forward to away from the camera, and then all of a sudden forward doesn't go forward anymore. It's like, okay, that's not how this works. Itchy nose. Oh, well, I could have just waited up here and saved. And that's handy, but I've already been there. No point in staying down there. I mean, the giant amount of holes on the ground indicates this is not a good place to be. That's fine. At the moment I saw the door go down, I knew I was going to get hit. And I just needed to see how long of a time frame I had, because the block, the moment I pulled the block loose, probably can't see it here so much, but there are cracks on it, right? Which means you only have a finite amount of time to complete the action. And unfortunately, standing on the block won't help. And see, so I need to basically kick it from here. It'd probably come to about here. Then if I kick it up, probably about here. Then a second time to here, then a third time over to here. Because that's where I need to go. But even if I have it here, I can probably still make the jump. I just wish it would stop showing me the door closing. It's like, I know. Yeah, when I kicked it the first time, coming into this area, I did like a pamby little kick, so it didn't actually go anywhere. Sorry, I'll rephrase that. It's not that it didn't go anywhere; it went like four feet ahead of me, which, you know, didn't help in the slightest. Man, this caption thing, every time I see it, sometimes it's perfect, sometimes it's flawed. I was too slow then. See, I didn't think it'd take an hour, 2 hours to get through this part of the game this time. And then, you know, we get to this section, it's like, oh, okay. We're gonna waste 40 minutes to get through this, aren't we? Damn it. I thought I had it there, but I wasn't far enough in, so it hit the wall and came to a stop. And I thought, oh, I'll just go for it, and that didn't work. But that's fine. Hey guys, watch what happens when I pull this lever. Lever. Okay, we're not going to do this one because I missed the... I was too busy having a drink. Yeah, no, we're definitely not getting it this time. Alright, note to self, don't have a drink as a small cutscene takes place opening a door. Also didn't help that I overshot. I went to go here, but I was here when I pressed the button, which does nothing. So, you know. Alright. So I messed that up on the first time because I didn't pull it out enough, but at least I know that it is definitely doable. We just have to, you know, make sure we get everything right. It always makes me wonder, in game design, when somebody's pulling something like this together, like how many times must they go through the whole, oh, it takes like 14 seconds for me to do it. Oh, okay, yeah, we fucked that up too. Like, you know, oh, it takes me 14 seconds to get through it, and then they hand the controller to somebody else and it takes them 4 minutes, right? Like, you know, what's the balance? How many times, you know, would somebody tweak this room to be like, okay, if we give them 15 seconds, it's slightly too easy. If we give them 13 seconds, it's on the nose. So it's got to be 14 seconds. I'm also not saying this is 14 seconds. I'm just saying, you know, that as a time. That was a horrible run. You're dead. No shit. Again, when I come back here, right, the camera's fine, and then all of a sudden, it cuts to here, which, again, I get, but at the same time, it's like, all right, I'm running in, but I'm now running down screen, which should be down, but I'm holding up. It's just stupid. Oh yeah, because that helps us right now. Well, I don't really want it, but I, you know, need it. Nicholas of Aphrodite. There we go. First try. Nobody will ever see anything different. Oh, the rope burns. He's just hanging out here on his own. I had no idea he was there. I kept hearing somebody. But I had no idea it was anyone there. Okay, this was... what was this? Okay, well that takes us to where we need to put the necklace, but we don't have the one for Harry yet, so we will not run in here just yet. Hang on, what's this? Is this a wall? Sorry, when I said a wall, I meant wall that I can climb. The light hitting it was confusing me for a moment. nothing there. And nice for it to come all the way down on its own for me. I didn't even have to push a button or anything. Oh, this is literally where I was. Oh, sure. It goes down without me doing anything when I'm not on it. But when I'm on it, I have to control it. A fucking camera. You gotta remember, folks, David Jaffe, the creator of God of War. I think he helped with the Twisted Metal. He did a couple of PSN games. Calling All Cars is one of them, which I have on my PS3. It's a very fun game. Let me come back to here so the camera pans. No, I don't think I've been over there. But, no, I didn't want to save. I want this thing. Yeah, David Jaffe hasn't made a game in a number of years. I don't think he's actively in development anymore, but this was really his only big hit. Everything he did before, after this, sorry, were smaller scale. Nothing wrong with smaller scale games. They are, you know, the bread and butter of the industry. Okay, that's fine. But this is really his only big budget title. And then, yeah, you see it and you go, okay, I can sort of see why. You know, again, we established this after playing Chains of Olympus. There's just so many weird decisions that were made in this game that they sort of had to, you know, quality of life out. This is the one with the necklaces. Let's just go this way, because we have to have missed something. God, I didn't double jump then. That would have been horrendously bad. Let's just make sure there's nothing over here. There's nothing that I can access that way, at least. Nothing here. Aha, there we go. we've got a few orbs. What can we upgrade? What do we use? We use that a bit. But I don't think we just need a bigger area. I mean, we'll grab this because, you know, we haven't upgraded and we've been using it a bit here. And I think we don't have enough for it. But yeah, we don't really use that. If we get enough orbs, we'll upgrade this. So that feels a bit too easy. Like, for the fact they closed the door. Oh. Yes, I see the necklace, and I see you're gonna do something to stop me getting it. It's like, yo dog, I heard you like Tetris, so we put Tetris in your game so you could Tetris while you game. Alright, what do we got here? We got basically a question mark, an upside down L, and an I. And then this guy. So Rebuild my soul and open the path. Okay. I should have come looking because, you know, we found another one. Well done, Kratos. You kicked it and got nowhere. Now that obviously is not going to work because that'll block the thing, so... Let's take that over there. Let's rotate this guy around. Oh, and another one I didn't see. Man, I really should look before I start trying to solve a puzzle. Okay. So if we put this one here... Take him out. Oh, sorry. Not that one. Is that upside down owl to the right of screen there is definitely going to have to turn around. Alright, I think I've put that on the wrong side. Let's just get him out of the way. Okay, let's have a look see. What have we got? 3 across the top, then 2, then 3, then 1 and 1. So we put this guy over here, basically where I am, but flip it around the other way. Slight little hiccup there, that's fine. Alright, so let me rotate this. I think they've put in the this one here just to mess with people. Oh, sake. Oh. It wasn't worth the effort of holding it and shoving it and all that. me come around this side. Well, thank you for pointing out the obvious thing. Do you want to take the necklace? No, I've done all this for no reason whatsoever. Oh, that's new. I wasn't there before. At least I don't recall it being there before. Oh. I saw the crack and I'm like, haha, let me just punch this wall. No, it's not a punchy wall, it's a climby wall. Funny that on the wall it takes 3 hits. When they're off the wall, or when I'm off the wall, it takes, you know, 5 or 6. Jesus, oh, I thought I was going to run off the edge there for a second. Oh, sorry, the ladder's up here. Let's see, what beasties are up here waiting? None. That's a little weird. Hera's bust, here's your necklace. She must love it, she went head over for it. In the context of the world setting, the guy's obviously gone crazy because his sons died during this labor for the gods. But it's like, at what point do you come up with something like this and think, this is exactly what the gods want from me? Get up. What's over here? Nothing? Nothing.
The path before Kratos was clear, but still, the memories came rushing back, as familiar and permanent as the blades chained to his wrists. Memories of what he'd done in the name of Ares. Memories of how he'd become a servant to the god of war. A beast, his humanity robbed, and replaced only with the will to murder. No one was safe. Entire armies fell before Kratos, and the soldiers who followed him on his unending path of conquest, all in the name of his master. Those who offered resistance of any kind were dealt with quickly.
They've built this temple to offer prayers to Athena! This entire village stands as an affront to Lord Ares! Burn this village! Burn it to the ground!
Oh no!
Emboldened by the god of war, Kratos' army was ruthless, feared throughout the world for their brutality. All that mattered was conquest in the name of Kratos, their great leader, who had become near invincible. He feared nothing. But there was something about this temple, something forbidden. All his instincts told him he should never cross its threshold. Never step inside.
Beware, Kratos. The dangers in the temple are greater than you know.
But the village oracle's warning fell on deaf ears. His ambition would not be denied. All who opposed him would die.
Wilhelm scream. Love a good Wilhelm scream. His wife and daughter. Oh no.
In that instant, the glory he had reveled in turned to horror. The image of his two final victims would stay with him for all his days. With that act, Kratos knew he could no longer serve his master. He had but one calling now, the death of Ares. He would murder the god of war.
Ares, you will die for what you did that night.
I love that Kratos is like, Ares is the one responsible. It's like, no. It's like, you literally are the one responsible for this. Sorry, I did the wrong thing then. Like, Ares might be a monster, but it's like Kratos put himself in the position in the first place. You know, it wouldn't be a tragic hero story if the hero didn't blame. Oh god, I can't remember how to swing. So, there we go. Gotta stand on the right side to pull the lever. See, this would be the part where I'd have triggered the cutscene. You know, as Kratos ascended, rah 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 rah. Not him just standing in the middle of a field. Well, standing in the middle of a thing. The Architect's Tomb is our second last thing before the boss fight. I said thing, I should have said area. There's a statue over to the left. I love that the actual game isn't prompting me to press the buttons. How nice of him to wait. Sneaky devil. He was literally waiting for me to do it before he... Now, do we have enough? We do! I remember the Army of Hades being quite a useful thing, so... More powerful souls. Oh, I didn't see the little puppy things appearing. Sometimes you wonder what the hell companies go through when they come up with, you know, their algorithms. I've never once on Spotify listened to a single nursery rhyme song of any description. Right? Never, ever, ever. Except Spotify was just like, oh, these Sesame Street songs might earn a permanent home in your playlist. It's like, no, why the hell would I put Sesame Street on? All of them? Okay. From memory, it'll be the one to the left, but Do I need anything? No. Okay. We'll just go back up, make sure there's nothing, no disconnect option or something from the crane. No, I understand. No, back the other way. So what I need to do is move the statue off. Put the statue in the hole. Then put him there. I like that it decided whole was in like a whole piece of pie, not hole it's in hole in the ground. Oh, that time it decided it understood the difference. I don't think we're quite over the thing enough. Man, that's a quick ascender, isn't it? No, no, no. That should do. For whatever reason, depending on where the camera was, up was sometimes pushing it to the right, sometimes it was pushing it to the left. It made no damn sense. And now, I have to try and make my way back across this thing. That's not how you do it. It's one of the reasons I dislike the Crash Bandicoot games. They're running towards the camera. It's very difficult to see exactly what you're up to. You know, if you can't see exactly where you're going. I'll save it. Run, Kratos, run! It's the architect with a dagger through his chest. The note reads, tried to stop me. She said the gods were fools, that I was a fool. She may be right, but they came to me. They believed in me. She had to be stopped, but now they are gone, my entire family. I cannot go on. Okay, so that's the architect's wife. Sorry, love, I need your head. Because even before your husband killed you, he decided that the lock to leave this room had to be a human skull. Let me just make doubly certain there's nothing else in here. Cool. Nothing of note. See a few chests. Oh, I missed a feather somewhere. And I missed two Gorgonized somewhere. Oh, game's got to catch up. Statues of Hades, Zeus, and Poseidon. How nice of the door to open just randomly, then close a few moments later. Take out these little shits. Not the Wheel of Death, Kratos. I died. How did I die? Oh, get off the fucking wheel. Oh, wow, I didn't know there was a giant flame thing on the ground there. That explains why, you know. Bloody hell. Let me just stand here. Yeah, let's ignore them, they just keep spawning in. Fucking move, Kratos! Jesus fucking Christ! Jesus fucking Christ. It's not one thing, it's not explosive arrows from these pricks, it's explosive dive bombs from bloody harpy crap. Oh, I'm wondering, I'm like, why are they still spawning in? Am I missing something? I mean, probably, I tend to miss a lot, but... Oh, there we go, okay. Get the hell out of here. So what got me last time was the little thing here where the R2's just sitting above. An image of a man battling Zeus himself. It is an image of the future. What's funny is I have that. It's either behind me or in the other room.
Kratos, your quest is at an end. You are the first mortal to ever reach Pandora's box. There is still time to save Athens. You must bring the box back to my city and use it to kill Ares. Return to Athens, Kratos. Return and save my city.
Kratos is like, any goddamn clue how I'm supposed to transport a giant box all the way back across the desert? And if you've forgotten, we were on the back of Kronos inside Pandora's temple, and it took us 3 days to climb up from the bottom, you know, basically Kronos' back to the top of the temple. To the ground of the temple.
You must bring Pandora's box back to Athens, Kratos. You cannot defeat Ares without it.
I need some health, Athena. I am dying. Well, that was useless.
After 1,000 years, Pandora's box was at last freed of its confines. Kratos had found the means to destroy the god of war. Far away in Athens, Ares knew Kratos had succeeded in his quest.
So, little Spartan, you've recovered Zeus's precious box, but you will not live long enough to see it opened.
That's
I
Steve
will
Blum.
see to that. Goodbye, Spartan. You will rot in the depths of Hades for all eternity.
As the life began to leave Kratos, his thoughts returned to that fateful night.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Even in death, the memories, the visions would not fade. For how could he forget spilling the blood of his own family? A cruel trick orchestrated by the god of war.
My wife, my child, how? They were left in Sparta.
You are becoming all I'd hoped you'd be, Kratos. Now, with your wife and child dead, nothing will hold you back. You'll become even stronger. You will become death itself.
But as the flames consumed the temple, Kratos realized his true enemy was the god who once saved his life. The same god who had now taken everything from him.
Ares!
From this night forward, the mark of your terrible deed will be visible to all. The ashes of your wife and child will remain fastened to your skin, never to be removed.
And with that curse, all would know him for the beast he had become. His skin white with the ash of his dead family. The ghost of Sparta had been born. In the end, in death, he had failed. As the minions of Ares claimed Pandora's box, Kratos' life faded, and his cursed soul was cast into the fires of Hades.
I mean, obviously we know he's not dead.
And Kratos fell into the underworld, the river Styx beckoning below, the currents strong enough to carry even the strongest mortal to his eternal resting place. But Kratos had no intention of resting yet. He intended to live. to return to Earth and complete his quest.
Let go, fool! You won't drag me down to that cursed river!
There is a task left for me above. I will see it completed.
You again? Oh.
Now, once we escape Hades, we can go smash Ares in the face. Right, we need some health. Yes, I would like to save the game. How did you know? I like that the room we were in before was called Zeus's Mountain. When, you know... Hey, if ever. Yes, thank you. Just talk about taking forever. Hey. Oh. Not that way. God, why are we balancing on this? It's not a balanced beam. You can tell it's not because I haven't fallen off it yet. Like, you know, I'd love a camera angle where I could see which one I need to take. Unlikely to be this one because there were a few things. Oh, checkpoint my ass. Right, okay, let's go this way again. Hey! Is that all of them, or is there another set still? Nope, that's all of them. Oh, I jumped clear over it. Do I get the trophy again for completing the Gorgon's Eye set? Bloody hell, Kratos. Slightest little nick and he's, oh my god, this has hurt so much, and he falls to the river river below him. We know why everyone's falling, because in the last game we, you know, sliced Chiron in half. Swear to God, if we've gone all this way and it's the wrong direction, I'm going to be really annoyed. What a surprise, it's the wrong direction. Look, I have no issue with going all that way and then finding it's the wrong way. My issue is with the fact that, you know, what I got from it wasn't like a justifiable, you know, compensation for the hassle. Does it slow down or does it just keep going? It's funny, I thought I'd only need an hour to finish the game off. Turns out I need much, 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 much more. I say much, 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 much more, like, you know, it's a huge thing. Don't do that. What the hell was that? Get him. If I don't need to, I'm not going to worry about them. Oh, it wants me to. Of course it does. Right, so now we're going to go to this side, because this is the ultimate all. Steady, steady. Oh. Don't grab them. I'm trying to do this. There we go. And if you hold down L2 before you know, in the middle of another attack or whatever in preparation, the game doesn't pick it up. So then, see, I didn't even hit circle that time. Sorry. Yeah, never mind. But what happens is when you don't kill them, when you try and activate it, he still tries to grab with circle, and it's like, no, no, stop it. Oh. Barely touched it. Oh, for fuck's sake. This is not... What a stupid thing to put in a game. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Of course I'm dead. I fell through the world. Like, I'm not sure how else I'm supposed to survive that. Teeniest little bloody nudge, and it sends him, you know, it's like, calm down. Spartan warrior my ass. See, I hit up, but the game jumped me to the left. Okay, so let me just pause it for a second. The game's clearly buckling at the moment. It keeps, you know, stuttering. Why? It's so stupid. I don't know, people will always say, oh, you should just get good at the game. And it's like, yeah, that's fine. There's the difference between a game being challenging and a game being poorly designed. And this, unfortunately, is a poor design. Like, if you know, you touched one here and it dropped it down to the previous level, you'd be like, okay, that's fine. But it doesn't. The moment you touch one, Kratos starts bouncing off them like he's a bloody human pinball. Get up, you stupid son of a bitch. See, I don't know what that trophy's for, but I want to know, because I suspect it's touch every single blade on the way up the bloody tower. Scattershot bow. And there's another goddamn tower. See, I knew, the moment I saw that coming, I knew there was no way I could get past it. Fucking hell. Sounds like this, I wish captions weren't censoring themselves. Oh, yeah, cool. Just keep bouncing repeatedly off the one thing, Kratos. Because the frustration that I'm having with this is so visceral, it's just beyond annoying. Jesus Christ. See, it wouldn't be an issue if he wasn't such a stupid character. Like, I get it. If one slice like this, you know, I couldn't avoid that. If it slices into me, oh, we died again because we fell out of the world. You know, if one comes, you know, and cuts me across the middle, sure, right? But if I touch the one above me, like if I touch it from beneath or above, it shouldn't do damage. Like, that, I barely touched it, but no. The game's decided you touched too much. So now, you must restart. So I'm gonna come beneath. There it is. You know, save point would be it. Thank you. Now, normally we'd be finishing in about 10 minutes, but we're literally towards the very end of the game, so we're just going to plow through. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get the trophy for all the feathers, because I'm pretty sure we missed some in the Athens Square. That was me. I kept jumping, and I didn't need to. Oh, sure, because that's helpful in the middle of a fight. I'm doing a move called Hercules Power. Which, you know, I've said it before and I'll say it again, but Hercules is not the name of the Greek version. It's Heracles, but sure. But basically, if you press square, let go, then hold square down. So you go press, hold. He does that. And it seems to just bypass most of these guys' defenses, which I'm very happy with. Come on, give it to me. Thank you. I don't care. It is funny, the amount of people that are falling indicates that there's, you know, thousands of people dying per hour. And yeah, just like the funny part with this is like, okay, there's no way of knowing, there's no way that they knew Kratos would be at that point. So if this was just dropping for wherever Kratos was.
Ah, Kratos. And not a moment too soon. I only finished digging just a moment ago.
Who are you?
Now that is an interesting question. But for now, you must hurry. Athens needs you.
But how did you know I would?
Athena isn't the only god keeping watch on you, Spartan. Complete your task, Kratos, and the gods will forgive your sins.
See, there's that forgiveness thing again. So, yeah, let's not jump back into that hole. This is what I was saying before when I said we're right near the end. We basically just need to go into the temple, get the chest, and then, you know, street fighter our way to victory. Yep, just die. Oh, this was that bloody room with all the harpies that kept coming through over and over and over and over and over again. You don't get... Oh, awesome. It's funny, playing through these makes me want to play Gladius. No, I'll take Elf, please. I guarantee it's a game most people don't remember. But Gladius was a LucasArts Greek Spartan inspired. You know, third-person hack and slash. It was just like the weirdest game from them because it wasn't connected to anything. It never got a sequel. It was just a one-and-done type adventure thing. It was so bizarre. Not saying that it was a bad thing or anything.
Kratos. Return, but too late.
It's hilarious that we have, you know, 34, 35, 30... Jesus. Is Jessica giving out a lot? Is Jessica giving out a lot? Good job, team. We've been using this, so let's level this up. So this is just slow going. We only really use that for a distance thing. What's that, 10,000? We got just under 8. There's not a thing I can say during this that makes it entertaining to watch.
Kratos had traversed the desert of lost souls, bested the deadly traps of Pandora's temple, and escaped Hades itself. There was but one task left.
Zeus! Do you see now what your son can do? You cast your favor on Athena, but her city lies in ruins before me. And now, even Pandora's box is mine. Would you have me use it against Olympus itself? Kratos returned even from the underworld. Is this the best you can do, Father? You send a broken mortal to defeat me, the god of war?
After thousands of years, Pandora's box was finally opened. The power of the gods unleashed.
You are still just a mortal. Every bit as weak as the day you begged me to save your life.
I am not the same man you found that day. The monster you've created has returned to kill you.
You have no idea what a true monster is, Kratos.
Oh yes, Ares spider form. Well known.
Final lesson is at hand. Prepare to join your family, Spartan.
Oh. The game was slow to tell me what to do.
Advance and embrace your death, mortal.
Oh, for fuck's sake, game.
You test my patience.
It's like, oh, keep pressing circle. So I press circle, press circle, press circle, press circle. And then at the last second it goes, oh, press square. Oh, that was me. I pressed the wrong one.
Do you feel the rage that drives your blades, Kratos? You cannot defeat me, no
Press it, press it, climb. Oh, for fuck's sake. I pressed square, thinking, you know, it would tell me to press square again, not circle. Oh, I need to stop pressing anything once he starts climbing. Right, and climb, square, square.
Let the rage of the gods drive your blades, Kratos.
Oh, cutscene.
Spartan, the location of your greatest failure. Perhaps there is a chance you can undo the deeds of the past.
The nightmares that had haunted Kratos for the past 10 years had now taken form and substance. His past stood before him.
What's happening?
The lack of detail on the door is just hilarious. You can literally see the model on her, like the arm model, completely disconnected from the rest.
Daddy!
Ares! There is nothing you can put in my way to stop me! I will save my family!
Fuck's sake, they love climbing on me, don't they? Probably a good thing that my blades don't do any damage to them, because Jesus. Oh, Jesus, I rolled off the edge. Right off the edge again.
Kratos had done the impossible. He had saved his family.
Kratos, please take us home.
Do you see, God of War? You took them once, but you'll never have them again.
You cannot save them, Kratos. You gave them up in your quest for ultimate power. There is a price to pay for everything you gain.
Not that price. I didn't want them to die.
No price is too high for what I offered. And you rejected me. A god! Now, you will have no power, no magic. All that is left for you is death!
Oh, not again.
You should have joined me, Kratos. You should have been stronger.
By the gods.
The battle was not over. The gods, it seemed, had a final gift for Kratos.
I still have allies in Olympus, Ares. Now, you will see how strong I am.
Oh, yay.
You cannot defeat me, Spartan! Pathetic. I will show you what real power is. Remember, Kratos, it was I who saved you in your time of greatest need.
I haven't forgotten, Ares. I remember how you saved me.
That night, I was trying to make you a great warrior.
You succeeded.
Kratos had done the impossible. A mortal defeating a god. Ares was no more.
And neither was the city of Athens.
The city had been saved and would thrive again.
You sure?
The same could not be said for Kratos, for as he sought to rebuild his soul with the help of the gods, the truth was revealed to him.
Athena, rid me of the memories that haunt me still.
You have done well, Kratos. Though we mourn the death of our brother, the gods are indebted to you. We promised your sins would be forgiven, and so they are. But we never promised to take away your nightmares. No man, no god could ever forget the terrible deeds you have done.
In the end, knowing the visions of his past would never leave him, Kratos made his way to the bluffs overlooking the Aegean Sea.
The gods of Olympus have abandoned me. Now there is no hope.
And Kratos cast himself from the highest mountain in all of Greece. After 10 years of suffering, 10 years of endless nightmares, it would finally come to an end. Death would be his escape from madness.
Or not?
The fate of Kratos was not as it seemed. The gods had other plans. Borne aloft like a feather, Kratos found himself risen from the sea and placed on solid earth.
You will not die this day, Kratos. The gods cannot allow one who has performed such service to perish by his own hand. Ares' tactics were brutal. His path of destruction had to be stopped. But now there is an empty throne in Olympus, and a new god of war is needed. Take these stairs, Kratos. They lead to your ultimate reward.
Fine, let's run up to Mount Olympus. Another statue. I know people like to think that the city of Olympus should be, you know, gold and shiny, but it's technically just supposed to be celestial bronze. We will save it here. And then the throne we're about to sit on is the exact same one that is the background for my camera here.
And from that point forward, throughout the rest of time, whenever men rode forth to battle for good cause or for evil, they did so under the watchful eye of the man who had defeated a god. They were driven forward by Kratos, the mortal who had become the new god of war.
Congratulations, you have conquered God of War. Doesn't really look the same there, looks kind of weird. Now attempt God mode. No thanks. I mean, yeah, we'll save, but... But there we go. Game director, lead designer, David Jaffe. And honestly, I honestly question, like, how many people here in these credits are still at Santa Monica Studio? Like, how many of them worked on God of War Ragnarok? David Jaffe designed combat scenarios. So there you go. Stig Asmussen, lead environment artist. He directed God of War 3, and he recently did Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order and Star Wars Jedi Survivor for Respawn. The lead animator that just went off screen is Corey Balrog. He directed God of War 2, and then he left Santa Monica. I'm not sure what he did after that, but then he came back and you know, directed the God of War reboot that's set in the Norse mythology. Yeah, this is how old this game is. Shuhei Yoshida is just the vice president at this point. So we're not gonna watch the credits. Kratos will return. Of course he does. This is a collection of 2 games. Ah, the fun of it. So this is now the remastering credits from Bluepoint. It's been a while since we've heard from Bluepoint. They had Demon Souls at the launch of the PS5 in 2020, and they've had nothing since. So it'll be interesting to see exactly what they get up to. Well, what they've been up to. We know they're working on something original, not a remaster or a remake, but something completely original. Yeah, creative director for this was Stig Asmussen. Cool. We don't care about those credits either, just because we're already over time, so just skipping through them. Come back, there we go. New game. That means that is a completed title. That is the 3rd one done, which means we are now officially... let me bring up my graphic here so I can see. We are now 1/3 of the way through the series. So Ghost of Sparta is next. That is the 2nd PSP title, or the 1st PSP title, depending on how you want to look at it. And then God of War Betrayal is the one after that. Betrayal isn't one we're going to put any sort of significant time into. We're just going to play for like 20 minutes as a bit of a joke release, because it was the mobile game. It is technically canon, and it was released in 2005. So this is pre-iPhone, so it's very, very weird looking. Obviously, depending on how it looks once we get to it blown up on the stream, it might look a little different. Then we've got God of War 2 after that, which is the 2nd PS2 title. And then God of War 3, we'll be playing the remastered version on PS5, sorry. So it's the PS4 version we're playing on PS5. And then after that, we will be journeying up to the realm of the Norse gods for God of War, and then God of War Ragnarok. But yeah, that will do us for this stream and this series. That is the game completed. We're not going to be back on Monday. Monday's a public holiday for me, so I'm going to enjoy a long weekend and not have to worry about anything else. So we're back next Thursday with the first session in God of War Ghost of Sparta. You can find us online at maxigeek.com or maxigeek.au if you're here in Australia. You also can find us on socials pretty much everywhere at MaxiGeek. All the links are also on the website as well. There's a bunch of content on its way. I can't say anything about what it is, but there's some reviews coming that'll be good. There's a couple of previews coming that should be interesting. But yeah, there's a lot to look forward to in terms of gaming goodness. Some of it, obviously, will be, by a lot of other outlets as well, just because that's the way embargoes work. But yeah, there's a lot to look forward to. If you did watch live, thank you for watching live. If you did watch the replay, I hope it was enjoyable for you. They are all available on YouTube. This long weekend, I will be spending some time putting up the Chains of Olympus titles onto YouTube and the God of War series that we just finished, so they'll all be available there. Otherwise, we'll catch you when we're online next time, but until then, happy gaming.